Can you feel it? Can you feel the shift? Let's not waste any time and get on into it. Hi and welcome to Oaklaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that returning subscribers, thank you. And as I said in the very quick intro there, can you feel it? Can you feel that shift? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I am aware, and my guides and spirit are actually saying for those, there's going to be two camps, and I've said this before, it's that two camp field. We're all in this together, but depending on the work that we've done, depending on the accountability and the responsibility that we've actually taken, will depend on which side of the fence we're sitting currently. And it's not about a them and us. As I said, we are all in this together, and that is what Divine wants us to embrace. That is what my ancestors are pushing forward, is that we are all in this together. But our experience of the current energies as they unfold over the coming weeks. And I believe I'm right in saying that we have a partial lunar eclipse on the 17th, and it is, and I did do a post on it because I'm kind of prepping a load of work at the moment because I have a new project that started this week that I wanted to focus on. But it's that duality, and it's bringing it balance, because we're moving into Libra now and coming up to Libra season, and Libra is all about that balance. I'm not sure when we go into that Libra season, we may already be in it. I'm not very hot on all the astrology. I know the different signs and what they are, but I'm not au fait with the dates and things, and I certainly haven't had time to look at the astrology, but I did know that there was an eclipse coming up. We had one in April, which was a solar eclipse, which was a big one that brought some big energies in. And that solar eclipse is the masculine, and this being a lunar eclipse, albeit a partial one, is that feminine. And it's interesting for me that we had a massive solar eclipse with that masculine energy and just a smaller one with the feminine energy, because if you have been on your spiritual journey, then you will know that that feminine energy, that goddess energy, getting us to embody that, getting women or those that identify as women to step into that feminine energy and to balance it. Because even if you were very feminine, because of societal construct and decades of female oppression, we needed to balance that. Now we have seen the negative aspect of that we've got. We went through that whole ladettes phase, and then we went through very domineering female energies as they kind of swung too much the other way in the pendulum. It's bringing it into balance. It's allowing women to be strong, to be firm, to hold boundaries, to assert themselves, but in a very feminine way. And in the same vein, where we're going now for the future with these new energies, with these shifts, with this balance, is the masculine, rather than being, and I can't think of these English word, machismo, that I am the all am and you do as I say woman, and or the other side of the pendulum, which is what we've seen, which is where men have been too afraid disempowered, I think is probably the better word, rather than afraid, disempowered to actually stand in their masculinity. We're going to start to see that. And as women, we need to nurture that. We need to allow men the place and the space for them to find themselves and to find their footing, because within society there has been much change, and we have been saying as women, we want this and we want that, we want the other, and want this and we want that, and men are kind of like, right, okay, I'll do that, and then when they've done it, they've been lambasted for it. This is all about practice, and it is about we as women looking at our expectations and giving a little bit of leeway, giving a little bit of space so that men can step into their authenticity, step into and express their masculinity in a healthy way. Not in a toxic way, in a healthy way. But the problem is society of old was very toxic for women because it was very domineering, and then it became toxic for women because it was very meek. And so they were kind of like, well, you know, any man with any gumption around them kind of said, oh, crikey, I'm just going to shut up and sit down out the way here. That's not what we're wanting. We're wanting them to be able to stand up, to stand in that power, and to be that masculine support, to be able to show their emotions, to be able to be vulnerable without being called out for it, but also to be able to bring in all those beautiful masculine traits that make a man what a man is. We have to give them that space and that place, as they have given us that space and that place over the last generations. I know my father was well before his time, and he was very much encouraging, much to my mother's disgust, which is interesting, very much encouraged us to be independent, to the point that when we did have partners, he wasn't always gracious with them, because he's seen their tactics play out. He's seen that toxic aspect. Even when they're good men, he's seeing the toxic aspects of being in that masculinity, and he didn't want that for his daughters. He was very much a pioneer of his time. But as I said, it was interesting because my mother didn't agree with it. She didn't like it, and she did everything she possibly could to steer us in another direction. Those are the dynamics that we have all been playing with. We have all been having to navigate through, and it's been challenging, it's been hard, but the energies that are coming in now, they're still going to be challenging, they're still going to be hard. But if you've been doing the work, you're not going to look at them with a drop in the gut and go, oh no, not more. You're going to be looking at them going, woo-hoo! Because it is a liberation for us all, both the masculine and the feminine, and the masculine and feminine within it, each of us. As I said right at the beginning, for a while we are going to see two sides of that fence. Great joy is coming to those that have done the work. Great acceleration and expansion, and I've seen that as I've pulled cards and I've been doing the work that I've been doing, prepping so that I have these next few weeks free for my project that I've got to go, a new project, and I will let you in on that when the time's right. But there is a massive shift. There is going to be that balance coming in. It is coming in. It's already with us. It has been with us throughout this astrological year, being an 8-year. But we're moving into that time of reflection on the cycle of the wheel with the seasons. We're coming into autumn. Autumn is on the 21st of September, the autumn equinox, and this is a time when we gather in the last of the harvest. So you could have some really beautiful surprises, but you could also have some unexpected, unwanted surprises. What I would actually say is, if that is you, if you haven't been doing that work for whatever reason, there is no judgment. We are all where we are supposed to be in the moment. Please take that on board. But if you've not been doing that healing work, if you've not been sifting and moving through those karmic cycles and breaking them, if you've not been connecting with the ancestors, there will be situations coming in on that last harvest so that you start to do that. Now, we always have free will. I would actually say, and this is not a threat, it's not a warning, it's just a reality of energies and how the cosmos works. If you use your free will to go against what you know to be right, it's gonna be hard. It's going to be painful. That is nothing but how the cosmos works, the energies work, the cycles work. Things get brought back to our table so that we can work through it, so that we can learn, we can grow, we can expand, we can excel and reach those levels of higher consciousness. If we choose not to do that, we have free will. But it's gonna be a bumpy ride. It's a bumpy ride when you're doing it. So I hate to think now that that balance is coming into play, because again, it's all but part of the wheel. And so next year, on the calendar year, we're moving into a 9, which is the last leg before completion, before those new beginnings. And so there are gonna be some abrupt endings for all of us, but they are going to feel harsher if we've not been doing the work. That's all I can say. I'm not, this is not a it is what it is. And I've just realized I look like the mad professor. I'm sorry. It's been it's been a busy day and spirit was coming in. Do the video. So here I am. I'm doing the video, but yeah, whatever. That balance is coming in. Those scales are shifting. And either way, there is a lot of rejoicing to do. If you've been, as I said, if you've not been doing the work and you've just been living life, then I would actually say kind of get your mindset into a place and a space where you think, right, okay, I did all that, I enjoyed all that, now I've got to knuckle down. And if you've been knuckling down, then you're gonna have more space to bring in that joy, to enjoy, to share. And I think that's the thing, is it's going to be, those of us that have been in isolation for quite a long time, working through a lot of heavy stuff, we are going to be out there, and there is going to be greater balance within our work and play. That's where the joy comes in. It doesn't mean that we're not joyful in the work that we've been doing, because yeah, okay, it's been hard, but I know for myself, and I know for other people that I connect with that have been doing that deep karmic ancestral work, it's been challenging, it's been heavy, it's been an accelerated learning curve. Especially with some of the things that came into, that were energies that were being push towards us to stop us actually getting to this place in this space. So we have been on a very accelerated learning curve, but it's also been joyful. It's also been heartwarming. It's allowed us to get into a space and a place that is much more expansive within that piece. And I know I put a video out last week, or I did it in the podcast, I'm not sure which, where I've had a few weeks of family members, and so I have been given many opportunities to practice what I preach and practice the effectiveness of the healing that I've done. And there's been a few times where I failed. I just failed. I'm not going to dress it any more than what it is. I failed, and I failed miserably. Rather than being responsive, I was completely reactive. And my voice went up and my emotions were risen, and it was just like, and I really was taken out of that higher consciousness space. I didn't drop my vibrations, but I certainly wasn't in a Christ consciousness mindset, that's for sure. But it was great because it highlighted areas that I still need to work on. It highlighted things that still need to be released. And it highlighted, which was the gold, the gem of when we really dig deep. And I'm always talking about dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper. That's where the real gems are. When I really dug into that, rather than going, oh, woe me, aren't I such a failure, which I would have done of past. So it shows the progression that has been made. But when I really dug deep, it was the gem that came out was, it's okay. It's okay not to be perfect. And that, although I say it all the time within my coaching, is, we're not striving for perfectionism, we're just striving to be the most authentic version of ourselves. But because of my upbringing and because of some of my programs and patternings, I've strived for that perfectionism. I've got better over the years, but I realised in one given area within that learning episodes, that there's still a little bit of me that wanted to have healed it all. And that is what kind of took me out of that Christ consciousness at the time. And that was beautiful. That was a beautiful learning curve for me, because I'm the first to say our whole lives are a learning curve. I think the other aspect of it was because I was triggered on something that had been very, very traumatic to me. And although the fear wasn't there anymore, the memory of that traumatic event was still affecting me. And that was the gold for me. It was just like, right, that's still pinching. That is still lurking there, and that I need to still work on. And that was beautiful. It was amazing. But it also, not only was that amazing for me, it was amazing in the fact that I opened up a conversation with a family member and was able to express myself in a way that this time they understood, or I hope they understood. They gave the appearance that they understood. Because when that traumatic situation was going on in my life, I'm going to be honest, I felt at the time that they didn't give a damn, and if they didn't, it was almost like they felt that I was kind of making it up, and I was very hurt at the time over that. And so I've never opened that conversation up again. I just kind of sucked it up. So it allowed me to open that, and it allowed me to kind of, we didn't delve into it deeply, but it was for me rather than them. I'm not really interested anymore whether they believe in it or not, but it was me being able to express the fact that I felt that at the time. I felt completely and utterly unsupported and not believed. And that was very cathartic. It was challenging. And I know that was why it kind of blew up like it did. And I'm telling you this because these are the situations that are going to be coming forward for you guys as well, if they haven't already. If they have already, then, and you have reacted and you have been kind of really tearing yourself off a strip, just back off. Give yourself some love. And if they haven't, hopefully listening to this video will, yes, okay, your programs will kick in and you will start to go in there and you with yourself. But having listened to this video, you will back off. You will go, oh, yeah, okay, that is why that is happening. I need to dig into this without being hard on myself. I need to dig into this to get those gems, to gain those greater, deeper, more expansive wisdoms for myself. And if that sounds cryptic, I'm really sorry, but because these videos are collective, I'm not going to know what your individual issues, situations, challenges are going to be. What I'm saying is, if you find yourself being reactive rather than responsive, when you've spent years being responsive and felt, I got that sussed, those energies are coming forward, not to prove you wrong, not to punish you, but to show you that actually there's still a little bit more. Your house, your inner vessel still needs a little bit more cleaning before those beautiful, abundant, expansive energies can come in. Sorry, I'm just connecting to see if there is anything else. Right, okay, thank you. Okay, the other thing, I knew there was something else. Do you know when you know there's something else but you can't quite grab it, and so you have to kind of just go quiet and connect again? The other thing that was coming in is, over the coming months, we are going to see within society I've talked about this before, but we're also going to see some really challenging aspects within our closer circles, be that family, be that friends, that we've stayed connected to because we love them, but who have not been or have chosen to use their free will in a way other than is expansive, is supportive, is about growth. And the energies that are coming in, it goes back to that being on either side of the fence, are going to be and manifest some very challenging situations for those people. This is where you, as a spiritual being, as an empath, as a highly sensitive, as an intuitive, need to step away and allow those energies and those situations to play out. You're not to be anyone's savior. You're not to Obviously you've got free will and you'll do as you wish, but my team are actually saying, do not step into what's not meant for you. And a lot of people have been doing a lot of hard work, and they have had a lot of negative energies thrown at them to stop them from reaching the level that they have. Very often because of fear, usually fear of change, but also there has been a lot, as we said, we've been working on a lot of ancestral karmic cycles, the breaking of. And there were other members that didn't want those cycles broken. Many of us come from karmic families, and whilst we love them, it has been hard, it has been challenging, and it has been eye-opening. Let's just say eye-opening. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't, you don't. It's not a problem. But if you do, what the team are saying, what my team are saying, what my team are requesting and asking and wanting you to connect to your team and get guidance from your team, because my team are saying it, they're saying it definitely for me. They want me to share it. They want me to say, connect with your team. What are your team saying? Because they're saying 100% your team are also saying, do not step into that karmic cycle that does not belong to you. It never belonged to you, and you have been working all these years to break it. Not only break it for yourself, but to break it for the ancestors. But by stepping into and becoming the savior of, you will start that cycle again. All your hard work will become null and void. Now, that's not to say that you sit back and just allow to go down and not give energy to. There's a huge difference between sitting back and saying a prayer that provides energy to the person that's going through it, wishing them well, hoping that they make the right choices whilst going through those experiences and energies so that they can learn. That's what we're being asked to do. We can do that. That's not a problem. But we do not involve ourselves in the lesson. We do not try and shield them from those lessons. We can absolutely send them energy in the hope they will make and use their free will for choices that assist them, help them grow, help them learn, help them expand. But they have to do the work themselves, the same as you have to do the work. So those are the energies. Enjoy them. They're coming in. Enjoy them. Make some really great memories and know that the balance is being addressed. There are some joyful, if you've been doing the work, there's some joyful times ahead of you. There's a real ability to just breathe deeply into that heart space and expand it. I hope this has helped. If you've not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified when a new video goes up. If you think this video will be of helpful to somebody that you know, share it, link them in, whatever it is you do to let them see it. And hit that like button if you've taken value from it. All of it helps to get out there and reach more people and keep us all informed. Until next time, take care. God bless.